So, hello guys, I welcome you all again on my YouTube channel. And today is the day 10 of our coding. And today we are going to solve the problem on the new platform that is the Codeforces. Because the companies mostly ask the questions that are based on the stories. Okay. So, I thought of why not to make you prepare for such a questions that you can easily do in your interview rounds. Okay. So, let's do the first problem on this Codeforces, and that is the watermelon problem. So let's understand what is the story is all about and what the problem all about and what we have to do. Okay. So let me read. One hot summer day, Patty and his friends Billy decided to buy a watermelon. They chose the biggest and the rippest one, in their opinion. After that, the watermelon was weighted and the scales showed double kilos. They rushed home, dying at thirst, and decided to divide the berry. However, they faced a hard problem. Betty and Billy are great fans of even numbers. That's why they want to divide the watermelon in such a way that each of the two parts weighs even number of kilos. At the same time, it is not obligatory that the parts are equal. The boys are extremely tired and want to start their meal as soon as possible. That's why you should help them and find out if they can divide the watermelon in the way they want. For sure, each of them should get a part of positive weights. Okay. So in this question, what they have provided, there are two friends and they want to divide the watermelon into equal parts. Okay. So the watermelon parts are not less than two. Okay. This is the first condition. Second condition, the parts are even number. Okay. So as they had told, like if the parts are even number. Okay. They should get a part of positive weights. Okay. The first and the only input line contains integer numbers, and this is the weight. The weight of the watermelon bought by the boys. Output print, yes, the boys can divide the watermelon into two parts, each of them weighing even number of kilos, and no in the opposite case. Okay. If the parts are even, then we can put as, you know what, yes, else we'll put no. Okay. Now let me write the code for this. First, what we will do, we'll take the input from the user. Okay. And the input must be in the integer form getting. Okay. So I have taken the input. Okay. Next, what we will do, we'll check the condition, like if okay, let me write this with the w as weight. Okay. If the weight, first condition, if the weight is greater than 2. Okay. The first condition is the weight is greater than 2 and the weight is divisible by 2. Okay. These two conditions must satisfy, and if they are equal to 0, we are going to check like these two conditions must satisfy. Okay. If the weight is greater than 2 and the weight is divisible by 2, if this both conditions satisfy, then we can directly print yes. Okay, in the capital letter. Else, if the conditions doesn't satisfy, then we have to print no. Okay. So first let's change the language to Python. Okay, because we are doing the currently in this language. Okay, now it's fine. Now let me submit the code. Okay, accepted. Okay. Okay, so our solution got accepted. So hope you all understood the problem. What is the problem all about? The problem is all about division of the watermelon into two equal parts, and the parts must be even. So that's all for today's coding challenge. See you in the next coding challenge. Till then, bye. Take care.